Hello again, it's Vablonsky. Today I'm really excited because I'm having Indonesian food, an Asian cuisine that's kind of elusive. It's hard to find back in my home base of DC, Maryland, and Virginia. But I'm in Philadelphia right now. And here, where many Indonesians reside, good Indonesian food can be had. So I'm in luck. Join me as I learn more about the wonders of Indonesian food. Let's go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm in Philadephia, Pennsylvania, and I visited South Philadelphia, and in this area there is a lot of Southeast Asian immigrants. There's a vibrant Cambodian community and Indonesian community, and you don't find these groups necessarily in large numbers up and down the East Coast other than in Philadelphia. For example, in Washington, D.C., New York even, in Boston, places like that, Baltimore, you don't find a lot of Indonesians. And today I'm going to take advantage of that fact because there's a lot of Indonesian food to be had if you know where to look, particularly in South Philadelphia. And I went to a place called Warung Filadelphia. I believe that's how it's pronounced, Warung Philadelphia. It's a nice, cozy mom and pop takeout place primarily. They do have a little bit of seating, as you saw from the introductory footage. And I got some of their more popular items. Their menu is quite large, really, and potentially intimidating if you're not familiar with Indonesian food. And I'm not particularly familiar with it. I am pretty much a novice when it comes to Indonesian food because it's hard to get in the DC area. So as I'm in Philadelphia, I'm going to enjoy this, and let me get started. It's called nasi iga bumbu goreng. I think that's what it's called, or it's just simply nasi iga bumbu, or maybe just bumbu for short. I don't know, but it's ribs. I believe they're fried. And the woman who took my order at the counter, I guess she's the proprietress or the owner, but she told me that these are lathered or dressed with a spicy sauce. There's a version of these ribs, that don't have sauce, and she says it's probably better with the sauce. It's some sort of spicy sauce, and as I'm looking at it, yeah, I see the lettuce and the cucumbers in the big serving of rice. The ribs are nice and kind of brownish red, and there is certainly a sauce lathered on these beef ribs. And I think I'm just going to grab one because and eat it with my hands. I think that's the best way to approach this. Whoa. Wow. The first thing that hit me was how incredibly soft and tender these ribs are. Oh my. The meat comes off almost effortlessly, and it is spicy, gently, kind of mildly spicy, and it has a peanutty kind of finish to the sauce. I taste peanuts. Wow. Ooh. Wow, that's delicious. And it's really moist and tender. My taste buds are awoken right now. I mean, wow, what a potent sauce. Wow. Ooh, I'm trying to, ooh, I was just going to say, I'm trying to pry it apart, and it takes very little effort. Wow. Ooh, I think I'm supposed to eat the ribs with the rice, maybe get some of the sauce on top of the rice, but in the meantime, wow. This is excellent. Wow. And wow, I cleaned it up pretty easily because again, the meat just falls right off. But let me try some of this rice with some sauce. I think that would be a good way to approach this. Wow. Wow. And I think the woman at the counter was right. These ribs would not be as good without that sauce. I don't know what the sauce is called, but let me just call it chili peanut sauce because that's what it is. It tastes like chilies and peanuts in a very, very vibrant and potent combination of the two things. I'm sure there's a word for it in in the native language that I'm not aware of, that I'm not knowledgeable about. But ooh, there's a piece of meat here. That sauce, whatever it's called, is magical. Wow, that's good. Wow. Okay, I made short work of those ribs. I'm done with them, and I'm going to move on to the next item, and it's called nasi bebek goreng. I think that's what it's called, nasi bebek, and it's a fried duck quarter served with rice and cucumbers, and there's a sambal that goes with it. Ooh, let me lift it up and try it. Oh man, it is quite big actually. Wow. Oh, ooh, it comes apart really easily. Wow, that is good. Wow, wow. Okay, I'm gonna put the sambal on top of the duck. I think that's how you're supposed to eat it with the sambal. So I'm gonna spread it, and oh, there's a yellow sauce too. I don't know what that is. It was underneath the sambal in another little condiment cup. But let me try the sambal duck now. The duck with the sambal. The sambal. It tastes like it has a seafoody element to it, like fermented shrimp paste, fermented shrimp or something like that. It has that sort of flavor to it. Wow, it's an interesting combination. It's an interesting combination with the duck meat. So you have the duck essence, the duck flavor, plus that kind of shrimpy fermented flavor, and it's spicy. Wow. Oh, and it's crisp. And and then there's this yellow sauce. I don't know what it is. It looks like melted butter or oil or something. Is it for the rice? I mean, I don't know, but I just poured it on. I don't know what it is. Some sort of melted oil, some sort of oil, or it's just a kind of a viscous yellow liquid. I mean, I'm pouring it on top of the duck, but I don't know if you're supposed to be doing that or not. Does it go on the rice? I don't know, but wow. It does taste good on the duck. It tastes oily, so it's some sort of oil. I don't know what kind of oil though. There's not a whole lot of distinguishable flavor I can parse out of that oil, that yellow oil. It's kind of gentle and kind of maybe mildly spicy. I don't know, but my mouth is already so spiced up from the sambal that I really can't discern what's going on with the yellow oil. Maybe there's some turmeric in there that makes it yellow. I don't know. Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to pour, I think I'm going to pour some of this yellow oil onto the rice. Maybe that's how I'm supposed to eat the rice. I don't know, but let me try it. Oh. Yeah, it's not terribly flavorful or potent or bold. It's a very gentle kind of accompaniment. I'm not suggesting that the yellow oil is bland. It's not that at all. But compared to the sambal, that fermented sambal, it's dialed down compared to that. And again, I don't eat Indonesian food a whole lot, and I'm really happy that I have this opportunity. But it's unfamiliar to me what I'm supposed to do with that yellow liquidy oil thingy. I don't know. But I made short work of the duck anyway. I mean, that's delicious duck. Fried duck is not something I have very often either. Usually you don't have fried duck in the Chinese tradition, which is the tradition I'm most used to. And you kind of scrape the little bits and pieces at the end with your teeth. Fried duck is a thing that I like. The next item is a soup, and it's called bakso beranek, or beranek. I think that's what it's called. Forgive me if I butchered the name. And it's unlike any soup I've ever seen. It has a base of like rice noodles and egg noodles, but then there's a giant meatball that's been split open. And I was told that there are little meatballs inside the giant meatball. So it's a meatball soup consisting of a giant meatball with little meatballs on the inside. And wow, I've never seen anything like it. Like with all takeout soups, you have to assemble it yourself. So the meatball and the other things, I think a base of noodles, rice noodles, egg noodles, and I think some shredded cabbage. And the broth is separate. Let me pour the broth over the meatball and the noodles. And here it is. Oh, wow, it looks really spectacular. I'm gonna start with the broth. Ooh. The broth is a little murky. It has a little bit of goldenness to it, but it's very gentle and very pure. Savory with a nice salty essence to it. Ooh, this is not an easy process. It's a very cumbersome looking meatball, but luckily it's split open already. It's been cut and split open to little wedges. I'm gonna just see if I can pry off one of these wedges. I'm using my fork and my spoon. The meat tastes like it's formed from some sort of meat paste, not unlike the meatballs you might find in other Asian cuisines, like maybe like Chinese meatballs. It's not as soft as Chinese meatballs might be. You know, you form it from a paste, a meat paste. You kind of pound the meat and then you make it into little meatballs. I'm believing that's what this meatball is. You know, it's created in such a manner. But it's firm. It has a nice degree of firmness, not overly firm. And it's meaty, and it has a nice give and take to it. And the noodles are nice. And I'm looking at the meatball interior of this giant meatball. Supposedly there are smaller meatballs on the inside. And you know what? There's like a little cavity on the inside. And I think there is a small meatball residing in that cavity. Wow. I've never seen anything like this before. Let me see if I can stab that smaller meatball out of the inner cavity. Ooh, my fork is lodged into the center of this globe of meat. I'm trying to shake it off. The fork will not dislodge. It's just basically stuck in there. I have to lift the whole thing. Oh. Wow. Oh. Wow. 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 Again, the meat is good. I'm trying to excavate the smaller meatball, or I'm trying to find out what's in the middle of this thing. Okay, let me excavate this globe of meat. Oh, look, there's a meatball right here. There's a smaller meatball as I pry with my fork and spoon. Oh, there's another meatball in here, in that cavity, that little cave. But, that one will not come out easily. Oh, let me just try this one meatball that will come out. Wow. It has that same flavor, that same give and take, that same degree of firmness. It's just a smaller version of that big one. Wow. It's like tapping into the mothership. And you get the smaller ones on the inside. They're basically the same. It's just that one is bigger. So you have smaller meatballs lodged inside the larger one. What a concept! I mean, what a concept! I mean, I never would have imagined such a concept. A huge giant meatball with smaller versions of itself on the inside. I mean, that's let me grab my bowl. It is an ingenious kind of concept, really. Ooh, rice noodles with some of the with the yellow noodles, the egg noodles. Wow. I'm enjoying this. This is a completely different eating experience. Thank you so much for joining me today and sticking around all the way to the end. I really had a good time today in Philadelphia eating this Indonesian food, which is a rare treat for me. Please leave a comment in the comment section. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't done so already. And do you see the thumbnail image on the screen in front of you? Click onto that for another Indonesian food video. I'll catch you on my next food adventure. Take care for now. Bye-bye.